What's up, everyone? How you doing? Garrett Wilson here with BetLeveling on the BL Show. We got a banger for Thursday Night Football this week. Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys take on the Detroit Lions in a matchup that has major playoff implications. Just to put it in perspective, the Lions jumped from 30% to 45% with a win and dropped to just 12% with a loss. The Cowboys, on the other hand, rise from a 23% chance to a 41% chance with a win and fall to 9% with a loss. So pretty much a must-win game for both teams. That said, there is a ton of injury updates to go over. So let me go through that before we get to the best bets. Just pull up the latest injury report. All right, the Lions are pretty beat up. Left guard Christian Mahogany is already out with a knee injury. And now Graham Glasgow is banged up too. He was limited in practice, it looks like, on Monday and Tuesday. And as of now, Wednesday afternoon, his status remains uncertain. They attempted to bring in retired center Frank Ragnow, but he failed his physical with a hamstring injury. Tight end, it gets worse. Sam Laporta is already done for the season with a back injury. And now backup Brock Wright looks to be sidelined with a neck issue. On top of that, Amon-Ra St. Brown is dealing with a low ankle sprain, which is generally a 1 to 2 week recovery. But he is expected to push to play. However, it kind of sounds like he's not going to be out there based on Dan Campbell's tone. But if he does suit up, I'd expect a limited snap count. Khalif Raymond probably out Thursday too with an ankle injury. Finally, on the defensive side, starting corner Terrion Arnold was placed on IR, so he's out. And starting safety Kirby Joseph is also dealing with a knee injury. A lot of knee injuries for Detroit. It looks like he practiced on Monday, but then he didn't practice on Tuesday. He also recently tweeted out, "God help me," and then wiped his socials. So I don't know what to think about that. But losing him on top of Arnold would be brutal for the secondary. Now for the Cowboys, Trevon Diggs is officially day-to-day, and Shoddy said he's optimistic that he'd make his return tomorrow, which would be huge for the Cowboys secondary that has been banged up. Speaking of, Kalen Carson and DaRon Bland were both full participants on Monday and Tuesday, so they look good to go. The only real concern is with Jadeveon Clowney, who hasn't practiced all week and is likely to be a game-time decision, as well as Tyler Guyton, who is trending towards being out per Cowboys reporters, which would put Nate Thomas in the starting role. Now that we got through that, let's jump into some key matchups. All right. First, starting in the trenches, Dallas's revamped D-line, anchored by Big Q, Quentin Williams, alongside Kenny Clark and Osa Odighizuwa, who are third in lowest rushing yards allowed since the trade, take on a beat-up Lions O-line. And the question is simple: can Detroit create run lanes for Gibbs and Demont? With both tight ends out and probably 2 or 3 starting wide receivers, the run game is going to become their lifeline. As you already know that JMO is going to be doubled all night long if that's the case. Second, flip to the outside, CD Lamb and George Pickens take on a depleted Lions secondary. Even at full strength, that's a tough task for any team without Arnold and most likely Joseph. I have no idea who's going to be guarding both of these guys. If I'm Dallas, I'm just spamming slants, go balls, whatever I want. Dak might throw for 400 plus yards this game, honestly. Which, speaking of, let's get to the best bets. I'll pull up Outlier and we can break down some plays. All right, I got Outlier pulled up here, so we'll get started. Detroit sitting at minus 150 on the money line. -3 for the spread. And the total over-under is sitting at 54.5 for this game. Full disclosure, I am a Cowboys fan, but I do my best not to be biased. I don't think anyone can argue that the Cowboys have recently found a groove and Detroit is really banged up. So the Cowboys absolutely have a shot to win this game. And they're 8-1 in their last 9 Thursday night games dating back to 2021. But they also love dropping games that they should win or need to win. And 81% of the money is coming in on Dallas. So with that being said, I am avoiding the money line. I will be sprinkling on the spread. And actually, you can see the +3 has cashed in 60% of the last 10. But if you can find this line at 3.5, This is actually cashed in 70% of the last 10. And this is around minus 133 on DraftKings, minus 140 on FanDuel. So I do like that. Won't be an official play, but I will sprinkle a little bit on it. The over 54.5. I expect this to drop maybe 2 to 3 points if ASB and Kirby Joseph are both confirmed out. So I would absolutely smash 52.5 if that did happen. You can see at 54.5, this is cashed in 60% of the last 10. And it cashed in the head-to-head last year in blowout fashion. Expect Dallas to want a little revenge. The over hit in 10 of the Detroit Lions' last 14 games at home as well. So I do like that. I mean, I think that Dallas is going to drop 30 in this game, and Detroit still has weapons. So give me Dak and the boys to take this one like 31-27 and cash the over. That will be an official play, that over, if it drops to 52.5. But really the bread and butter for this game is going to be the player props. All right, so first prop I absolutely love is Dak Prescott over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Like I said, the secondary for the Lions is banged up. So slant after slant, go ball after go ball. And you can see still 70% in the last 10. This is cashed, including 3 for the last 3. 2 out of the last 2 for prime time. Still on the season, 67%. So I absolutely love this number. It's going to be like Oprah. CD, you get a touchdown. George Pickens, you get a touchdown. Jake Fergie, you in the action. So love that prop. George Pickens over 5.5 receptions. Love this. You can see plus EV on this as well. Last 5 has cashed in all 5 games. And this is because Dak is becoming more comfortable with George Pickens, throwing him the ball, around maybe like 10 plus times a game. Let's take a look at the target share. Right here, you can see the target's 105. Target share 24.2% of the time. So absolutely love this number. I think he smashes this number. I think he gets like 7-8 catches tomorrow, maybe over 100 yards. But I love that 5.5 receptions. That might be the best play of the day for me, but we'll see. And the last play that I really love in here is absolutely going to be, let's see, Jameson Williams over 0.5 anytime touchdowns. And you can see that it has plus EV as well. And this is cashed in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the last 7 games. 50% on the season, but yeah, let's go to the last 5 games, 80% of the time. And they're not going to have anyone else to throw the ball to. So I think they're just going to target him after target him. I think that Gibbs and Demont obviously are going to have to run the ball and get involved. But they get down there. They're throwing to JMO. I think he gets one. All right, guys, that's it for the video. All the plays will be pinned in the comments. Make sure to drop your own favorite plays as well. If you enjoyed the content, go ahead and like and subscribe. I'd appreciate that. Links to our socials and free Discord will be in the description as well. And lastly, I'm nuking the Lions because reverse psychology. See ya.